The stranger in the storm. The rain poured down like spears against the earth, drumming endlessly on rooftops and flooding the narrow paths of the village of Macondo. Thunder cracked through the night sky, shaking even the bravest hearts. The villagers locked their doors early, whispering prayers for safety as the storm raged on. Inside a small mud-walled home, a family gathered. Kwame, the father, sat by the fire, trying to keep it alive despite the heavy winds whistling through cracks in the walls. His wife, Aminata, wrapped their two children, Zoe and Jebori, in blankets, humming softly to drown out the sound of the storm. Just as Aminata's voice calmed the children, a sudden knock shook the wooden door. It wasn't gentle. It was urgent, desperate. Who could that be? Kwame whispered, his face tense. Few dared to walk outside on such a night. The knock came again, louder, faster. Kwame stood, gripping the spear his father had left him. He opened the door carefully. Lightning flashed, and there stood a man, tall, soaked to the bone, with eyes that glimmered strangely in the stormlight. "Please," the man said, his voice cracking, "let me in. The storm will kill me." Aminata's eyes widened. Something about him felt wrong. His clothes were torn, his hands bore deep scratches, and around his wrist was a broken rope, as though he had freed himself from bindings. Kwame hesitated. Hospitality was sacred in Macondo, but so was protecting one's family. "Where are you coming from?" he asked. The man coughed. "From the road. I was traveling, and I lost my way." Thunder roared again, shaking the house. Against his instincts, Kwame stepped aside. "Come in. You may warm yourself." The man entered. He gave his name as Bakery. But when he spoke it, Aminata thought she saw the flicker of a smirk on his lips. The fire crackled, and silence fell heavy. Bakery sat by the flames, his wet clothes steaming. But his eyes, they never left the family. He watched how Aminata comforted the children, how Kwame stood guard with his spear close. Hours passed. The storm outside grew wilder, and inside, tension thickened. Suddenly, Zoe whispered, "Mama, I saw him before. In the market." Aminata's heart pounded. "When?" she whispered back. "Last week. People were chasing him. They said he stole something and hurt a man." Bakery's head turned slowly. His grin widened. "Children speak too much." On his spear. "Is it true? Who are you really?" Bakery leaned forward, the firelight dancing across his face. "Does it matter? You opened your door. You let me in." The storm screamed outside, but inside the small house, fear screamed louder. The night dragged on painfully. Every time someone tried to rest, Bakery would shift, stand, pace, or chuckle under his breath. The children clung to their mother, eyes wide. Then, near midnight, a new sound pierced through the storm, drums. Distant, steady, but growing louder. Kwame knew them. They were the warning drums of the village guards. Someone dangerous was loose. Aminata whispered, "They are looking for him." Bakery's eyes narrowed. He stood tall, his shadow stretching across the walls. "They will not find me," he hissed. Lightning struck so close the earth shook. Bakery moved toward the door, but Kwame blocked him with his spear. "You will not bring danger to this house," Kwame said firmly, though fear quaked in his chest. Bakery sneered. "Do you think you can stop me?" The storm raged, the drums drew nearer, and inside the little house, the battle for survival had only begun. Hours seemed like days. The guards' voices could be heard calling outside. Bakery forced the family to stay silent. His hand never left the knife hidden in his cloak. When dawn finally came, the rain eased. Sunlight broke faintly through the clouds, but the danger had not passed. Bakery stood at the doorway, ready to flee. He looked back at the family and whispered chillingly, "Remember this night. Remember that kindness can cost you everything." Then he was gone, vanishing into the mist of the wet morning, leaving behind muddy footprints and trembling hearts. Kwame dropped his spear, exhausted. Aminata held her children close. Relief washed over them, but fear lingered. They knew Bakery would not be the last stranger the storm carried their way. And as the wind whispered through the broken door, the family understood, storms don't always come from the sky. Sometimes, they come in the shape of a man.